Have you ever felt tired right after a meal that seemed very light? Or maybe you try to eat carefully, avoiding sugar and starch, yet your blood sugar still swings unpredictably. If you have ever felt confused and asked yourself, what should I eat to keep my blood sugar stable? Then this video is exactly for you. Imagine if there were foods that not only taste good and are easy to prepare, but also help stabilize your blood sugar, support weight loss, and even improve insulin sensitivity naturally. No medication, no starving yourself, just understanding and choosing the right foods. I am here with you to explore 6 smart and diabetes-friendly foods that you can easily add to your daily meals. These foods not only do not raise your blood sugar, but also help you feel stronger, lighter, and more in control of your health. If you are living with diabetes, prediabetes, or simply want to prevent blood sugar spikes, then do not skip this video. I will not only tell you the names of each food, but also explain clearly why they are beneficial, along with small tips you can apply easily. Stay with me until the end of the video because you might be surprised by one food that you already have in your kitchen without knowing its powerful health benefits. Section 1. Coconut oil, a special fat that helps stabilize blood sugar and boosts metabolism. If you have ever feared that fat could make your diabetes worse, then perhaps you have not truly understood the power of coconut oil. Unlike many other oils that can cause inflammation or negatively affect blood sugar, coconut oil is a very special case. It is a healthy fat that your body can almost immediately use to create energy without raising your blood sugar. Coconut oil is a type of fat that contains no carbohydrates at all. This means that when you use coconut oil in your diet, you are not introducing any sugar into your body. But what makes coconut oil truly stand out is its fatty acid composition. Around 60 to 65% of the fat in coconut oil is made up of medium-chain triglycerides, also known as MCTs. These are smaller size fats compared to typical ones and are processed almost instantly by the liver. Unlike long-chain fats, which are often stored in the body as excess fat, MCTs in coconut oil are quickly turned into energy. For people with diabetes, this is extremely important. It provides a steady source of energy without relying on glucose, which helps reduce strong blood sugar fluctuations after meals. Additionally, MCTs help improve insulin sensitivity, a core factor in managing and preventing the progression of type 2 diabetes. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that regular MCT supplementation can reduce visceral fat, improve BMI, and enhance insulin usage in patients with insulin resistance. Another study from McMaster University in Canada also found that people who replaced industrial oils with coconut oil had significant improvements in fasting and post-meal blood sugar levels. Coconut oil not only benefits blood sugar, but also supports other aspects of health. One of its key properties is its mild anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These effects help soothe the silent damage that high blood sugar causes to blood vessels, nerves, and cells. Your body, especially the heart, kidneys, and nervous system, will be better protected as chronic inflammation is reduced. Coconut oil is also well suited for cooking because it can withstand high heat without oxidizing. This is very different from refined vegetable oils like sunflower, soybean, or corn oil, which break down at high temperatures and produce harmful compounds for the liver and blood vessels. When you use coconut oil for stir-frying or cooking, you not only preserve the stability of the fat, but also reduce the formation of harmful free radicals that trigger inflammation. One of the simplest ways to add coconut oil to your diet is to use it to stir-fry vegetables, cook sautéed dishes, or add it to smoothies and morning coffee. If you are following a low-carb or keto diet, coconut oil can be a great ally to help you feel full longer, reduce cravings, and support natural weight loss. Many middle-aged women have shared that after just a few weeks of using 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil daily, they felt less fatigued, had fewer hot flashes, and could control their portion sizes more easily. However, as with any food, the right amount is important. For coconut oil, a safe and effective dose is about 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, depending on your body type, dietary habits, and advice from a doctor or nutritionist. If you have liver problems or high blood fat levels, be sure to consult your doctor before using it regularly. Please note that coconut oil should not be used to completely replace all other fats. Instead, you should combine it flexibly with extra virgin olive oil, avocado, and fatty fish to build a more balanced nutrition profile. Here are a few dishes you can try to get started. Fried eggs in coconut oil with spinach and black pepper. A simple breakfast that is filling and supports blood vessels. Avocado banana smoothie with coconut oil and chia seeds. Perfect for busy mornings, supports digestion, and stabilizes energy. Bulletproof style coffee with coconut oil instead of sweetened condensed milk. A bold tasting coffee that does not spike blood sugar. If you are worried that stir-fried foods may spike your blood sugar, using coconut oil might surprise you. Many people with type 2 diabetes have reported feeling less tired after meals, reduced sugar cravings, and improved mood after just a few weeks of adding coconut oil to their meals consistently. Coconut oil may look simple, but it is an incredibly smart choice if you are looking to stabilize your blood sugar and daily energy levels. The key is to know when to use it, how much to use, and for what purpose. If you find these tips helpful, consider trying one of the suggested dishes above. And if you have tried coconut oil before, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What surprised you the most? Section 2. Cheese. A rich food that surprisingly stabilizes blood sugar. When people think of cheese, they often think of saturated fat, high calories, and the risk of gaining weight. But in reality, if you are living with diabetes, cheese, especially full-fat cheese, can become an essential part of your diet to help manage blood sugar effectively. Cheese is a type of food that contains almost no carbohydrates, yet it is rich in healthy fats and protein. This combination gives it special benefits for people with diabetes. While carbohydrates raise blood sugar, protein and fat help slow digestion, which reduces the speed at which glucose enters the bloodstream. As a result, your blood sugar rises slowly and steadily after a meal instead of spiking dangerously like it does after eating plain starch. A typical serving of cheddar cheese, about 28 grams, provides around 7 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, and less than 1 gram of carbs. This is an ideal ratio if you want to maintain stable blood sugar. In addition, cheese contains many fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K2. These nutrients are important for bone health, immune support, and blood vessel function. Especially important is vitamin K2, which helps transport calcium to the right places like bones and teeth, instead of letting it build up in blood vessels. This is critical for people with diabetes, who are at higher risk of vascular calcification. You might be surprised to learn that a study from the Harvard School of Public Health found that people who regularly consumed full-fat cheese had a 23% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who did not. Of course, this only applies when you use the right kind of cheese, natural, unprocessed, with no added sugars or artificial ingredients. Interestingly, cheese also helps control hunger very effectively. For people with diabetes, feeling hungry often or craving sweets can lead to cycles of blood sugar spikes, fatigue, and loss of meal control. But when you eat a small portion of cheese as a snack, you feel full and satisfied for longer, making it easier to manage portions and avoid unexpected hunger between meals. Moreover, the protein in cheese helps preserve lean muscle mass, which is very important for older adults. When you lose muscle, your cells absorb less sugar, and insulin becomes less effective. Therefore, keeping your muscles strong helps your body process blood sugar more efficiently. Cheese also improves oral health, a topic often overlooked in diabetes care. When you eat cheese, the pH level in your mouth becomes more balanced, reducing acid and the risk of tooth decay. This is especially important because people with diabetes are more prone to gum disease and infections. So which kind of cheese should you choose? Go for full-fat cheese, especially types like cheddar, mozzarella, brie, camembert, or Gouda. Avoid processed cheese or industrial cheese slices because they often contain starch, sugar, preservatives, and hydrogenated vegetable oils, things that can raise blood sugar faster than you expect. Here are some simple ways to add cheese to your meals. Pair with avocado and leafy greens. Makes a nutritious snack rich in healthy fat, fiber, and vitamins. Add to omelets or scrambled eggs. Boosts protein without raising blood sugar. Grill with walnuts or almonds. A perfect afternoon snack. Use in salads with olive oil dressing, enhances fullness and supports slower digestion. If you want to enjoy more premium dishes, try brie cheese salad with walnuts and blueberries. Provides antioxidants and supports the brain and heart. Baked eggs with mozzarella and spinach. A nutritious and easy-to-make breakfast. Cheddar cheese baked with mashed cauliflower. A good starch substitute for dinner. Of course, you should also watch your portions. A suitable amount is about 20 to 30 grams of full-fat cheese per meal. This provides benefits without overloading your digestive system or raising blood fat levels. If you have cholesterol issues, consult your doctor for more personalized guidance. Cheese, once thought to be something to avoid, can actually be a friendly companion for your blood sugar health. When used correctly, with the right type and timing, cheese not only helps stabilize blood sugar, but also supports bone health, immunity, and long-lasting fullness, all of which are especially valuable for people with diabetes. If you have avoided cheese in the past because you thought it was too fatty, today you have a new perspective. Try adding a bit of full-fat cheese to your next meal and see how your body reacts. Many people have felt more comfortable, had fewer sweet cravings, and even slept better just days after adding cheese properly to their diet. Have you tried any of these cheeses before? Which one surprised you the most? Share with me. And if you found this information helpful, don't forget to follow so you won't miss the next tips. Section 3. Mushrooms. A simple food low in sugar, but powerful in supporting blood pressure and insulin function. Many people consider mushrooms just a side ingredient in cooking. However, for those living with diabetes, mushrooms can be one of the most effective natural foods to help maintain stable blood sugar levels. This is not just folk wisdom, but is also supported by many reputable medical studies worldwide. First, let us talk about the most important fact. Mushrooms contain almost no starch. A 100-gram serving of fresh white mushrooms contains only about 3 to 4 grams of carbohydrates, of which nearly 1 gram is fiber, and it provides only about 15 to 20 calories. This is an extremely low amount that hardly affects blood sugar, yet helps you feel full longer when combined properly. More than that, mushrooms are an excellent source of potassium, a mineral often overlooked in blood sugar management. However, potassium plays an important role in regulating blood pressure and improving insulin sensitivity, both of which are often negatively affected in people with diabetes. A 100-gram serving of mushrooms can provide up to 318 milligrams of potassium, which is about 9 to 10% of the daily requirement. When potassium levels in the body are sufficient, cells process glucose more efficiently, blood pressure eases, and you feel more comfortable. Additionally, mushrooms contain a compound called ergothioneine, considered a special antioxidant found only in mushrooms. This compound not only neutralizes free radicals, which cause chronic inflammation, but also protects nerve tissues, blood vessels, and liver cells from potential damage caused by high blood sugar. A study from the University of Singapore showed that people with higher blood levels of ergothioneine had nearly 30% lower rates of diabetes compared to the control group. Another surprising benefit comes from beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber found in mushrooms. While beta-glucan is often mentioned in oats, many mushrooms such as shiitake, maitake, and wood ear mushrooms also contain small amounts of this fiber. Beta-glucan can form a gel-like substance in the small intestine, slowing down glucose absorption and prolonging the feeling of fullness. When digestion slows, insulin has more time to process the sugar in your blood, which helps naturally stabilize blood sugar levels. Besides benefiting blood sugar, mushrooms are also excellent allies for heart and immune system health. Mushrooms are rich in selenium, a trace mineral with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. For people with diabetes, selenium helps protect cells from oxidative stress and reduces the risk of damage to small blood vessels in the eyes, kidneys, and lower limbs. Recent studies also show that people who regularly eat mushrooms, about 2 to 3 times per week, have a lower risk of developing diabetes complications such as peripheral neuropathy or chronic kidney disease. The reason lies in the gentle but persistent anti-inflammatory effect from the antioxidants in mushrooms. From a hormonal perspective, mushrooms also support the balance of leptin and ghrelin, 2 hormones that regulate hunger and satiety. This is especially beneficial for people with diabetes or prediabetes, who often struggle with food cravings, especially after meals high in starch. When you add mushrooms to your meal, you tend to eat less but still feel full, which helps control calorie intake and blood sugar more effectively. Another bonus is that mushrooms are very versatile in cooking. Whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it is easy to include mushrooms in your menu. Sauté mushrooms with garlic, olive oil, and leafy greens, a light side dish rich in fiber and flavor. Add to omelets or steamed eggs, increases protein and reduces starch. Use in soups or bone broth. Helps with digestion and soothes the stomach. Make a raw mushroom salad with apple cider vinegar and sesame oil, a refreshing appetizer that aids digestion. If you want something more gourmet, try stuffed shiitake mushrooms with cheese and roasted vegetables, a delicious and appealing appetizer. Pan-fried maitake mushrooms with garlic butter and black pepper, rich in antioxidants and healthy fats. Shiitake mushroom soup with seaweed and sesame seeds, a gentle vegetarian dish suitable for older adults. However, when choosing mushrooms, you should prioritize fresh organic mushrooms without pesticides and avoid canned mushrooms that contain added salt or preservatives. If you have a history of kidney disease, consult your doctor before consuming large amounts, as mushrooms contain a small amount of purines, which can convert to uric acid in the body. Each day, you can consume about 100 to 150 grams of fresh mushrooms, divided into 1 or 2 meals. This amount is enough for your body to absorb nutrients well while being safe for digestion and kidney function. You might never have considered mushrooms as a main food in your meals, but after today, take another look. A seemingly ordinary ingredient can bring silent yet long-lasting benefits for those managing diabetes. Have you ever tried a mushroom dish that surprised you with its taste and how light it made you feel? Share it with me. And if you found this information helpful, do not hesitate to follow the channel so you will not miss the next tips. Section 4. Pickles. A small food with a surprising ability to support blood sugar control. You might be surprised to learn that a simple, everyday dish like pickles is actually among the best foods for people with diabetes. In today's world of modern nutrition, pickles, especially those fermented naturally with vinegar, have caught the attention of experts due to their positive effects on insulin sensitivity and post-meal blood sugar control. So what makes pickles so special? First of all, pickles contain almost no carbohydrates. A small serving of about 30 grams of traditional pickled cucumber usually contains less than 1 gram of starch and fewer than 5 calories. This means you can add it to your meals without worrying about raising your blood sugar. However, the more remarkable point lies in the vinegar, the main fermenting ingredient in pickles. Vinegar, especially apple cider vinegar or pure white vinegar, contains acetic acid, a compound proven to improve the way cells absorb glucose. When you eat pickles before or during a meal that contains carbohydrates, the vinegar slows down the digestion of starch and helps insulin work more efficiently. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who drank 2 tablespoons of vinegar before a high-carb meal had post-meal blood sugar levels up to 34% lower than those who did not use vinegar. This result offers a simple, effective, and easy-to-implement method for those seeking to manage their blood sugar without increasing medication. The mechanism of vinegar in pickles also influences a hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1. This hormone slows stomach emptying, which in turn helps blood sugar rise more gradually after meals. For people with diabetes, this is especially important to avoid post-meal blood sugar spikes. Additionally, pickles can help balance gut microbiota if fermented naturally, meaning no added sugars or preservatives. A healthy digestive system improves insulin processing, regulates immunity, and reduces inflammation, a core factor in most diabetes complications. If you often feel sluggish after eating or frequently crave sweets, try eating a bit of pickles about 10 to 15 minutes before your main meal. The mild sourness stimulates saliva and helps the stomach work more effectively, improving food control. This is particularly helpful for older adults who have digestive issues or poor appetite. Another lesser-known benefit of pickles is that they reduce bloating and increase digestive enzyme production. For those using diabetes medications, which sometimes cause digestive upset, pickles can act as a gentle and effective companion. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. Not all pickles are beneficial for people with diabetes. Avoid pickles that are sweetened with sugar or corn syrup, contain lots of processed salt, MSG, or preservatives, are fermented with chemicals instead of real vinegar. It is best to choose traditional pickles or homemade ones using apple cider vinegar, Himalayan pink salt, garlic, and pepper. If you buy jarred pickles, carefully read the label to ensure the product contains no added sugar, is low in sodium, and naturally fermented. A suitable serving of pickles is about 1 to 2 tablespoons, taken before a main meal or served with vegetables, boiled eggs, or salads. You can also drink a small spoon of pickle juice before a high-carb meal to boost blood sugar stability. However, if you are taking blood pressure medication or diuretics, consult your doctor, as even a small amount of salt might slightly affect your blood pressure. Here are a few ways to include pickles in your meals. Low-carb bread with eggs and thin pickle slices. High in protein, easy to eat, and energy stabilizing. Vegetable salad mixed with pickle juice instead of vinegar. Boosts digestion and reduces greasiness. Boiled eggs with pickles and cheese, a protein-rich snack that keeps you full. If you enjoy foods with strong flavors, pickles are a perfect choice to wake up your taste buds without raising your blood sugar. You do not need to change your entire meal. Just adding a few slices of pickles each day can make a noticeable difference in your post-meal blood sugar levels. Do not let the simplicity of pickles make you underestimate their power. Many people with diabetes have shared that just 1 teaspoon of pickle juice per day, combined with a reasonable meal, help them feel less sleepy after eating and reduce the feeling of a sugar crash. Have you ever used pickles as part of your diabetes-friendly meals? If so, what surprised you the most? Share with me. And do not forget to follow the channel to continue your journey of natural and scientific healthcare. Section 5. Macadamia nuts, a rich and creamy nut that helps stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. If you're looking for a snack that tastes great, does not raise your blood sugar, helps you feel full for longer, and supports your heart, then macadamia nuts are an ideal choice. This nut is often considered a luxury item because its price is higher than some other types of nuts. However, the benefits that macadamias bring to people with diabetes are truly worth adding to your daily menu. The first thing to note is that macadamia nuts are very low in carbohydrates. A serving of about 28 grams, equal to a small handful, contains only about 4 grams of carbohydrates, nearly 2 grams of which is fiber. That means you only consume about 2 grams of net carbs. This is extremely low, making it suitable even for those following low-carb or keto diets to support diabetes management. What makes macadamia nuts truly special lies in their fat content. Around 76% of their total energy comes from monounsaturated fats, the kind of fat that helps lower bad cholesterol, raise good cholesterol, and most importantly, does not cause inflammation or raise glucose after meals. Similar to olive oil and avocados, the monounsaturated fats in macadamia nuts play an important role in supporting endothelial function, stabilizing blood pressure, and improving insulin sensitivity, all of which are key to preventing diabetes complications. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who consumed fats from macadamia nuts for 4 weeks had a slight reduction in HbA1c levels, significantly lower post-meal blood sugar, and increased antioxidant enzymes such as superoxide dismutase and glutathione, 2 essential enzymes that fight oxidative stress in diabetes. In addition to healthy fats, macadamia nuts also provide small but important amounts of magnesium, manganese, and vitamin B1, thiamine, nutrients that help metabolize glucose, protect nerve cells, and boost cellular energy. Thiamine in particular plays a key role in producing ATP in the mitochondria, the main energy center of your cells. For people with diabetes who often feel tired, thiamine helps relieve post-meal fatigue and improves alertness and energy levels. One major advantage of macadamia nuts is their ability to reduce cravings. Because they are energy-dense and rich in fat and fiber, macadamia nuts help you stay full longer, which reduces the amount of starch and sweets you consume throughout the day. This is especially useful for people who tend to snack between meals or feel hungry shortly after a meal. However, one important note: not all macadamia nuts are created equal. Many store-bought versions are roasted in industrial vegetable oils and may contain salt or even sugar, all of which can ruin the natural benefits of the nut. So always choose dry roasted macadamia nuts, unsalted or raw varieties for the best results. You can enjoy macadamia nuts in several ways: as a simple afternoon snack, sprinkled on salads instead of croutons, added to plain yogurt or vegetable smoothies, made into macadamia butter to spread on whole grain bread or eat with apple slices. If you want to get more creative, try these premium recipes. Baked salmon crusted with macadamia nuts, lemon, and herbs, rich in omega-3 and healthy fats, perfect for dinner. Low-carb cookies made with almond flour and macadamia nuts, great for people following a sugar-controlled diet. Macadamia butter with cocoa powder and coconut oil, a no-sugar dessert that is energy-boosting and satisfies sweet cravings. In terms of dosage, you should start with 1 small handful, about 28 grams per day, equal to roughly 200 calories. If you are trying to lose weight or strictly control your calorie intake, divide the portion into 2 servings per day. Macadamia nuts are less allergenic than other nuts, but if you have gallbladder issues, difficulty digesting fats, or are on lipid-lowering medication, consult your doctor beforehand. Interestingly, many people with type 2 diabetes have shared that they felt less hungry after meals by eating just 5 to 6 macadamia nuts at a time. Some also reported feeling more mentally stable and no longer experiencing the energy crash they used to have after eating. So if you are looking for a nut that is good for the heart, gentle on blood sugar, and versatile for many dishes, macadamia nuts are well worth a try. Have you tried this nut before? Do you prefer eating it whole or as a nut butter? Share your thoughts with me. And if you found today's tips helpful, do not forget to like and follow to catch the next episode. Section 6. Olives. A small fruit with powerful benefits for blood sugar control and heart health. If you are looking for a food that is good for blood sugar, supports heart health, and is easy to include in daily meals, then olives are a great choice. Not only are they a symbol of Mediterranean cuisine, where people live longer and have fewer chronic illnesses, but olives are also an incredibly friendly food for people with diabetes. First, olives are very low in carbohydrates. A standard serving of about 8 to 10 olives, or around 30 grams, contains only about 1 to 2 grams of carbohydrates and almost no effect on blood sugar levels. This means you can add olives to your main dishes or snacks without worrying about sudden changes in blood sugar. The most notable component in olives is monounsaturated fat, which makes up 75% of their total fat content. This type of fat plays a vital role in improving insulin sensitivity, reducing chronic inflammation, and protecting the walls of blood vessels. According to a study by Harvard Medical School, a diet high in monounsaturated fats, such as those found in olives, can reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by up to 20% in people with prediabetes. Besides healthy fat, olives are also rich in polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that help neutralize free radicals, reduce cellular inflammation, and prevent damage caused by high blood sugar. A special polyphenol in olives called oleuropein has been studied for its ability to lower blood glucose by slowing the digestion of starch and improving the cell's ability to use glucose. This mechanism is crucial for people with diabetes. When digestion slows, glucose is released into the bloodstream at a steadier pace, helping to avoid post-meal blood sugar spikes. At the same time, muscle and liver cells improve their ability to use glucose for energy instead of storing it as fat. Another important benefit of olives is their positive effect on blood vessels and blood pressure. Olives are rich in vitamin E, iron, and a small amount of calcium, all of which contribute to maintaining vascular elasticity, regulating heart rhythm, and supporting blood circulation. This is especially important for people with diabetes who are at high risk of cardiovascular problems such as atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and stroke. Moreover, olives help regulate the hormones insulin and leptin, which control feelings of hunger, satiety, and energy storage. Many people with diabetes experience constant cravings, especially after starchy meals. When you eat olives, you feel full longer and are less tempted to snack, which helps reduce calorie intake and stabilize blood sugar throughout the day. Another big advantage is that olives are easy to prepare and very versatile in cooking. You can eat them on their own, add them to salads, stuff them into low-carb sandwiches, or pair them with eggs, vegetables, and fish for a complete meal. If you usually snack in the afternoon, try replacing crackers or sweet fruit with 4 to 5 olives. You may notice a real difference in your energy and mood after just a few days. Here are some simple ways to add olives to your meals. Green salad with olives, cucumber, tomato, and extra virgin olive oil. A refreshing dish rich in antioxidants and good for digestion. Boiled eggs with mashed olives and herbs. A light snack packed with nutrition. Grilled salmon with olives and shiitake mushrooms. A heart-healthy main dish that supports blood vessels and insulin. If you enjoy more premium dishes, try toasted whole grain bread with olive butter and garlic. A delicious low-sugar appetizer. Pan-seared chicken thighs with black olive sauce and oregano, a traditional Mediterranean pairing. Hummus with chickpeas and blended black olives, a healthy dip for people with diabetes. However, note that many olives on the market are preserved in high-salt brine. If you are managing your blood pressure or have kidney conditions, choose low-sodium olives soaked in pure water or olive oil instead of those in concentrated brine. You can also soak store-bought olives in filtered water for a few hours to reduce their salt content before eating. A suitable serving is about 5 to 8 olives per day, or around 30 to 40 grams. If you are new to eating olives, start with a small amount and observe how your body responds. You may be surprised to find that just a few olives in your meals can help you feel more satisfied, less tired after eating, and more in control of your blood sugar throughout the day. Many people living with diabetes have shared that after adding olives to lunch or dinner, they no longer felt sluggish or sleepy after meals. If you used to think olives were just for decoration, now you have a new reason to appreciate this small fruit. Try adding a few olives to your next meal and see how you feel. Do you prefer green olives or black olives? Do you have a special recipe using olives? share with me in the comments. And if you found today's information helpful, do not forget to follow so you won't miss future content on nutrition and diabetes care. Thank you for staying with me until the end of today's video. Together, we have just explored some very simple foods that carry great power in stabilizing blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and supporting overall health. If you are living with diabetes, you have likely experienced moments of fatigue, worry due to high blood sugar, or the struggle of managing your meals. But the wonderful thing is, you do not have to change everything all at once. Just begin with the smallest steps. A little coconut oil in the morning, a few olives in your salad, a portion of cheese or mushrooms in your dinner. These simple choices will help you maintain steady energy, feel more comfortable, and gradually take back control over your body and your health. Do not let a diagnosis decide the quality of your life. You absolutely have the power to be proactive, starting from what you eat every day. If you found today's video helpful, do not forget to press like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones, because perhaps just one small piece of information today could help someone live a healthier life tomorrow. I wish you good health, peace, and steady blood sugar every day. See you again in the next videos.